Welcome to this enlightening session on a subject that resonates in today's globalized landscape, intercultural communication. As we bridge gaps and build connections across the globe, understanding the nuances of our interactions becomes paramount. Today, we have the privilege of hearing from distinguished speakers who bring a wealth of experience and insight into why releasing the right responses can often hold more significance than merely sending the right message. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Ms. Janet Libron, Ms. Jastine Pabayos, Mr. Michael C. Villanueva, Ms. Argie Lny Sarita, and Mr. Dave A. Banquerigo from Ed 403 Section B and C, as they shed light on this crucial aspect of communication. Only Hear One Take Talk.
Imagine a world where understanding transcends borders, where the key to successful cross-cultural communication isn't just what we say, but what we respond. The essence of effective cross-cultural communication, it's not about sending the right message, but it's about releasing the right response. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that the way we communicate is influenced by our cultural norms? Our cultural norms serves us a guiding compass for the art of listening and response. These norms are deeply ingrained in us and reflect societal expectations within different cultures. They dictate how we should communicate or how we should engage in conversations, whether we should maintain eye contact or whether silence is valued as a sign of respect. Cultural biases are silent passengers of our communication, acting as filters that subtly affect how we interpret and respond to a message. These biases, often unconscious, are shaped by our upbringing and cultural background. They can color our perceptions, steering us towards certain responses and away from others based on our cultural preconceptions. Some cultures may openly display their emotions, while others may adopt a more reserved approach. Understanding these distinctions is essential for effective cross-cultural communication, as it influences the ways we empathize and respond to emotional cues from others.
A response doesn't only refer to answers. It can be questions or unspoken feedback in expressing your feelings or reactions, and enables you to convey your message and create effective conversations. Our body language is considered to be another form of response. It is said that action may speak louder than words. Our actions may rely on told messages and words unintentionally or intentionally. It helps us to adjust communication in distinct ways and is also a huge help in creating better communication with others. A particular group of people may have a conversation without speaking through body language, eye movements, and facial expressions. It plays a major role in conveying messages beyond words. Language barrier and cultural diversity affects the communication process. For one, must acquire enough knowledge of the other person's background to understand and reply appropriately. We should be mindful enough to think that effective communication takes time. It is totally fine to repeat your message to let the other person know. Talking slowly and clearly, using simple and basic words greatly helps the process. Asking for clarifications to acquire right cultural awareness allows you to slowly create mutual understanding and break barriers that limits you to generate and share experiences that produce commonalities and a better foundation for effective communication.
Envision walking into a meeting in Tokyo expecting a feedback like you'd receive in New York, or speaking with a colleague from Mumbai anticipating a reaction like one from Berlin. In a world where globalization brings us closer, understanding the nuances of feedback across cultures is pivotal. Feedback is an essential tool in communication, but its nature varies widely across cultures. In some Western societies, like the United States, feedback is often direct and to the point. It prioritizes clarity and efficiency. On the flip side, in many Eastern cultures such as Japan, feedback can be subtle, wrapped in layers of politeness and often conveyed through non-verbal cues. Here, harmony and respect overshadow directness. Then consider a place like Finland, where silence itself can be a form of feedback, denoting reflection or agreement. Contrast this with Mediterranean or Middle Eastern cultures, where passionate and vocal feedback is the norm, and silence might indicate disinterest or disagreement. So why is recognizing these differences crucial? For starters, misinterpreting feedback can lead to significant misunderstandings. On a personal level, it can lead to feelings of confusions, offense, or mistrust. Being aware of these variances ensures that we can communicate more effectively, fostering genuine understanding and collaboration. As we navigate this globalized world, let us remember that feedback is like a language of its own. And just as we would with any language, let us strive to understand its nuances and dialects, forging stronger, more meaningful connections across our beautifully diverse world.
How can one cultivate the skill of releasing right responses, especially in unfamiliar cultural terrains, like cultural immersion, active listening exercises, and cross-cultural training? So cultivating the skill of releasing the right responses in unfamiliar cultural terrain can be achieved through several methods. First, cultural immersion. Immersing oneself in a different culture is a valuable way to gain first-hand experience and understanding of its nuances. This can involve spending time in the culture, interacting with the locals, and participating in their customs and traditions. Next is active listening exercises. Practicing active listening is essential for comprehending cultural cues and nuances. It involves focusing on what is being said as well as nonverbal cues to ensure a more accurate response that aligns with the cultural context. Last is cross-cultural training. Formal cross-cultural training sessions can provide structured learning about diverse cultural perspectives. These sessions can include workshops, seminars, or courses that teach cultural awareness, communication strategies, and effective ways to navigate unfamiliar cultural terrains. By combining these methods, individual can develop the skills needed to respond appropriately and effectively in unfamiliar cultural settings.
In an increasing interconnected world, effective communication is vital for establishing strong relationships and fostering cooperation between different cultures. However, when we focus on the message rather than the response, we risk encountering various negative outcomes. Firstly, misprioritization focus on the lead of communication breakdown, resulting to misunderstanding and strained partnerships. When we prioritize conveying the right message, we overlook the importance of understanding the cultural nuances and the context of our audience, which can create confusion, misinterpretation, and even offense. Furthermore, miscommunication can escalate into diplomatic incidents. Throughout history, there have been numerous examples where miscommunication had led to diplomatic tension between nations. Failure to prioritize the right response can result in unintended consequences, such as escalating conflicts or damaging international relations. Moreover, when we prioritize right message over the right response, we risk missing out the valuable opportunities for collaboration and mutual growth. In conclusion, the consequences of prioritizing right message over the right response on a cross-cultural scenarios are far-reaching and impactful. Misprioritization can result to missed opportunity for collaboration and mutual growth. Therefore, it is crucial to recognize significance of both message and the response of our cross-cultural interaction so we can build a stronger relationship, foster cooperation, and create a more harmonious global community.